Hello friends, this is Partha Datta. Welcome to my channel Fitness Fun 50. Today you will learn simplified yoga postures for thyroid care and other vital benefits. This is for the beginners and can be easily done by all age groups. Friends, your body can heal by itself. Only yoga is a system which do not involve taking anything externally. Yoga teaches if problem is in your body, the solution is also in your body. It is most important to understand that the biggest medicine is your body itself. How to use this body appropriately as medicine to heal ourselves and protect ourselves from diseases. These can only happen when we incorporate yoga with correct technique in our life. In this video, I have suggested 3 pranayams and 5 yoga asanas. Now let us learn at least 3 pranayams that will manage your pituitary gland, which is the main responsible for controlling your thyroid gland performance. These 3 breathing exercises take care of your thyroid gland. After doing these 3 pranayams, for at least 21 days, get yourself checked. You will find the change. I'm not saying you will be cured within these 21 days, but you will see that the report will indicate minimum 3 to 4 points lower than your previous report. In the long run, if you practiced regularly, you will find a big change and improvement. Now we'll do Ujjayi breathing or Ujjayi pranayama. Sit in a cross-legged position as per your comfort or on a chair with your back comfortably erect. Your body should be loose, not tensed. Place both your palms on your knees or thighs with palms facing upwards. Whole body to be in a relaxed mode. Then slightly open your mouth, close your eyes, then slowly and smoothly inhale from your mouth, not making any sound from your throat. Inhale with a count of 5 to 6. Fill your lungs with maximum air so that your chest bulges out. Then hold the breath for count of 2. Then slowly and smoothly again exhale through your mouth with a count of 7 or to 8. This process be in a rhythm accordance to one's nature. This should be done daily for minimum 11 minutes. Next is Ujjayi Pranayam with chin lock. This pranayam or breathing technique is same as the previous one. Only difference is after you inhale, then you bring your chin towards your chest so that your chin touches the chest and hold your breath for 2 to 3 counts. Then lift your chin to original position and exhale through your mouth as in previous pranayam. When you lock your chin to your chest, it does not affect your thyroid gland as most people say. This process actually puts pressure on your pituitary gland. That is pressure of excess oxygen. And then when you exhale with your chin up, then the pituitary gland gets relaxed. You can do this breathing exercise for 2 to 3 minutes daily. Next we'll do abdominal breathing. This you should do before going to bed. This breathing technique will help you get a deep sleep with no dreams, where your middle brain is only active. If your left or your right brain is active during sleep, then you will either get a hypo or hyper dream. Here also you will sit cross-legged or on a chair with both your palms facing upward on your thighs, your back to be comfortably erect and whole body relaxed. Then slowly inhale deeply with the count of 5 to 7 through your nose without making any sound from your throat. Fill your chest with air. Then push the air to your abdomen so that your abdomen or tummy bulges out. Hold the breath for 3 to 4 counts. Then gently press your tummy inward and push the air up while exhaling through your nose, making no sound from your throat. Then repeat. You can do this for 2 to 3 minutes daily. These pranayams creates an alignment between the pituitary and the thyroid glands. Once this alignment happens, the problem gets solved. Before starting the yoga asana, we will do a small routine of warm ups. The first is spine flex. Stand straight, raise both your hands over your head, and while inhaling slowly, bend gently backward. Then come back to the original position while exhaling. Do this 8 to 10 times. Then again raise both your hands up over your head, turn your palms towards the ceiling and interlock fingers of both hands while inhaling. Then while exhaling, bend to your right and then to your left. Do this 8 to 10 times. Then with the same hand position, twist to right and then left and then come to original position. This also do 8 to 10 times. Maintain very gentle movements in all these routine. The next warm-up exercise we call Marjorie Asana or cat cow pose. This is a gentle flow between two poses that warms the body and brings flexibility to the spine. Start on your palms and knees on the floor with your wrist directly under your shoulders and your knees directly under your hips. Inhale as you drop your belly towards the mat, lift your chin and chest and gaze up towards the ceiling. Broaden across your shoulder blades and draw your shoulders away from your ears. The next move, as you exhale, draw your belly to your spine and round your back towards the ceiling. The pose should look like a cat stretching its back. Release the crown of your head towards the floor, but don't force your chin to your chest. Inhale, coming back into the cow pose, and then exhale as you return to the cat pose. Repeat this 5 to 20 times and then rest by sitting back on your heels with your torso upright, or you can also lie down on the floor in the Sabasana. First yoga asana that we'll do is called Setu Bandha or bridge pose. This asana or exercise is considered as one of the most effective exercise for thyroid patients. Those who are beginners, lie flat on the floor on your back with arms at your sides. Bend your knees and place your feet flat on the floor. Keep your feet hip width apart, parallel to each other and as close to the buttocks as possible. Simultaneously, press your upper arms and feet into the floor and begin lifting your hips towards the ceiling. Try to distribute your weight equally on the inside and outside of your feet. Now, move your chest bone towards your chin, keeping your chin lifted only slightly as not to flatten the back of the neck. In order to keep the lower back extended, keep the knees over the ankles, perpendicular to the floor. Your buttocks should be firm but not collapsed. Lift your hips as high as you are able without breaking the position. Hold this pose for 5 to 15 breaths. To come out of the pose, release on an exhalation, rolling your spine slowly down onto the floor. As you progress, make this exercise more challenging by bringing both your ankles a bit closer to your body while you are still in hip raised position. Then with your right hand, hold your right ankle, and with your left hand, hold your left ankle. And try to further raise your hips and slowly bring your chest bone towards your chin. Hold this pose for 5 to 15 breaths. Then release your pose with an exhalation. Benefits of Setu Bandh Asana or bridge pose. Stimulates thyroid glands, lungs and abdominal organs, stretches the chest, neck, spine and hips, strengthens the back, buttocks and hamstrings, improves blood circulation, helps alleviate stress and mild depression, calms the brain and central nervous system, improves digestion. Now we'll do Sarvangasana or the shoulder stand. And this is in combination with partial halasana or the plow pose. Both have been bit modified for the beginners. Take supine position, lie down on the floor facing upward. Keep the hands beside the thighs and the legs together. As a beginner, first fold both your knees, bring your ankle nearer to your hips. Then while inhaling, start raising both the legs upwards up to 90° if possible, and exhale. As a beginner, initially a slight inward bend of your legs will also do. Again inhale and raise the waist and push the legs backward over the head. Support the waist with both your hands and then gradually lift the legs straight in alignment with the body. Maintain the final position with normal breathing. Gaze at the tip of the nose while in final position. While exhaling, fold your knees and bring the legs down over the head. With folded knees, release the support of the hands from the waist and then gently place the back on the floor. Again exhale and bring the legs down to the floor with folded knees. The whole movement should be very smooth and slow. Of Sarvangasana with Halasana, that is shoulder stand with plow pose. Stimulates the thyroid, abdominal organs and prostate glands. Calms the brain and helps relieve stress and mild depression. Stretches the shoulders and neck. Tones the legs and buttocks. Improves digestion. Reduces fatigue and alleviates insomnia. Therapeutic for asthma, infertility and sinusitis. Helps relieve the symptoms of menopause. Now let's try Dhanurasana or the bow pose. Lie on your belly with your hands along your torso, palms up. Exhale and bend your knees. Bring your heels as close as you can to your buttocks. Reach back with your hands and take hold of your ankles. Initially, you can hold the middle of the feet if holding ankles seems difficult for you. Make sure your knees are not wider than the width of your hips and keep your knees hip width for the duration of the pose. Inhale and strongly lift your heels away from your buttock and at the same time lift your thighs away from the floor. This will have the effect of pulling your upper torso and head off the floor. Burrow the tailbone down towards the floor and keep your back muscles soft. As you continue lifting the heels and thighs higher, press your shoulder blades firmly against your back to open your heart. Draw the tops of the shoulders away from your ears. Gaze upwards. With the belly pressed against the floor, breathing will be difficult. Breathe more into the back of your torso and be sure not to stop breathing. Stay in this pose anywhere from 20 to 30 seconds. Release as you exhale and lie quietly for a few breaths. You can repeat the pose once or maximum twice. Benefits of Dhanurasana or the bow pose: stretches the organs of the abdomen and neck, that is including the thyroid gland, stretches entire front of the body, ankles, thighs, groins, abdomen, chest, throat and deep flexors, strengthens back muscles and improves posture. The fourth asana is called Bhujanga asana or the cobra pose. Lie on your belly, come onto your forearms with your elbows directly under your shoulders and parallel to each other. Stretch your legs straight back, about hip width apart. Form your legs and roll your inner thighs up, your outer thighs down. Press your tailbone towards your feet, lengthening your lower back. Press down onto your forearms to lift your chest up. In case finding it difficult, can also initially bring your hands close to one another in front of you. Lock fingers of both hands and push your chest up. Continue to push down firmly into your forearms while also pulling back against the resistance of the floor. To protect your lower back, lift your navel, engaging your abdominals, almost as if you were rounding your lower back. Open the upper back into a bend as you engage your belly to support the lower back. This will help you find greater openings in the upper back. You can hold this pose while inhaling and exhaling slowly for 5 to 10 times so that you can maintain this pose for 20 to 60 seconds. When you are ready, release all the way down to the floor, relax and breathe into your back. Do not practice it for more than 90 seconds at one go. Benefits of Bhujangasana or the cobra pose: relieves stress, anxiety and calms the mind. These are very common to those having thyroid. Strengthens your spine and makes it flexible. Opens up the lungs and heart and helps to reduce the risk of respiratory diseases. Strengthens pelvic muscles, excellent for those suffering from sciatica. Helps regulate metabolism and aids in weight loss. Now we'll do the last asana, which is called the Ustrasana or the camel pose. Sit in Vajrasana, then stand on the knees. Keep the thighs fully straight. Keep the knees and feet together, but if one feels more comfortable with maintaining a little distance between them, they may do so. Then place both your hands on the lower back to support. Take a deep breath and lean in the backward direction while exhaling. Slowly move more backwards. Reach the right heel with the right hand and then the left heel with the left hand. Avoid straining the body. Push the hips in the forward direction. The thighs should be kept vertical. Then bend the head slowly and the spine as backward as possible without straining yourself. Relax the body and the muscles of the back. Support the body weight equally on the legs and arms. Keep the arms in such a way that they anchor the shoulders to maintain the back arch. Stay in the same position for as long as you find it comfortable and do normal breathing. Then slowly bring back your hands one by one towards your lower back again and return to the starting position. Relax and take deep breath. Breathe normally throughout the practice. Avoid long and deep breaths as the chest is already stretched during this asana and taking long deep breaths may create discomfort in breathing. Benefits of Ustrasana or the camel pose: stimulates the functioning of the thyroid gland, relief from back pain, makes the neck, back, chest and abdominal region strong, stretches pelvic region, thus reduces excess fat in that region, activates brain cells by improving blood circulation, helps curing the diseases related to the respiratory system like bronchitis and asthma. Now for those who are suffering from thyroid, there is a special exercise for you. This is called thumb pressure and roll. This is a very simple routine and this practice stimulates the thyroid gland. Here first you bring your right hand forward with palm facing front and all fingers open. Then with your left hand fist around or grab the thumb of your right hand moderately tight and then start rolling your left palm holding the thumb in half clockwise and half anti-clockwise direction like you are doing a screw at least 10 times. Then repeat the same with your left thumb 10 times. Go on doing this alternatively for at least 5 minutes daily. Again, I repeat, if you find this video useful, please like, share and subscribe my channel Fitness Fun 50.